All right, the jury finally has this case. It's in the jury's hands right now. They are deliberating as we speak, maybe wrapping up things pretty soon. Kyle Rittenhouse, how's this going to go? Look, I think the guy's innocent, but juries, you never know with juries. It's getting tense, by the way, the waiting. So tense you could cut the tension with Jacob Blake's knife, perhaps? All right, it's a little bit of a joke, but I think it's warranted because so many things about this case have actually not been expressed that should have been expressed, namely this guy's criminal record and all the things that he did that the media did not talk about that brought on that riot to begin with. Joe Tacopina joins us right now, criminal defense attorney from the Tacopina law firm. Welcome back, Joe. And Jonathan Gilliam, former FBI agent, former Navy SEAL, and author of the great book, Sheep No More. Joe, welcome back. Overall, your thoughts on how this thing could go and how things have gone so far?
Greg, listen, I've tried over 100 jury trials, and I will tell you, it's like reading tea leaves. It really is. I've watched the case. From what I've seen of it, they haven't proven their case. I thought the prosecutor was ineffective in his summation. I thought he was, almost, I don't want to say pathetic, but close to it in some of the things he did. The stunt with the gun, which is horrific that he did that in open courtroom. He has his finger on the trigger. Okay, yes, it's an unloaded gun, but anyone, and Jonathan will tell you, I'm sure, you don't point a gun at anyone and put your finger on a trigger unless you intend to kill that person. So, what he was doing there and the way he mocked the actions that night. Look, that night was a tragedy all around, but he was so dismissive of everything that I don't think he's going to. But then again, what we don't know, Greg, and this is really important as a trial lawyer, again, having over 110 jury verdicts, what we don't know is what the jury looks like. And I don't mean their physical composition. I mean how they're reacting to things. We don't know their facial expressions, because that, to me, when I'm doing something like a summation or a cross-examination, I'm sort of reading that jury, and I know if they're into what I'm doing or not into what I'm doing, if I have to make a on-the-fly adjustment. And here, we just don't know what that jury is doing. So here, the answer to your question is this could be a conviction, although unlikely on the top count, but because they threw in a lot of those lesser included counts, which I thought, quite frankly, was dirty pool to do at the end. I mean, they've been saying all along this was an intentional murder. To a hung jury. I mean, a hung jury is where the jurors can't decide unanimously, and then, we're stuck with nothing.
So if it's a hung jury or if he's acquitted, there could very well be violence in Kenosha and maybe in other cities across America, which is a terrible thing, but I believe it's been encouraged by the media. Jonathan, your sense as a security expert, how bad will it be? Or am I being too pessimistic here? Maybe it won't be bad at all.
No, I think it could be really bad. I think, first of all, let me just say what Joe said is absolutely right. Juries sit in front of trained attorneys who are trained in law, and the juries never go through anything. I've always thought there needs to be a required course in high school and in college called jury duty, so people could get at least some training. But there's nothing like that, right? So when you look at what's occurring, we don't know right now, we don't know. Everybody you look at and ask, what do you think about that trial, that watch it, they'll say, he should get off on this whole thing, that it should go in the favor of the defense. But we don't know about a jury. And what we do know, that when it comes to riots and protests, because the left has actually told us this in an article that they did, I believe it was in Time magazine, right after the elections, they can start a riot, a protest, or a rally, or a party anywhere in the United States in 2 hours with their infrastructure that they have. So really, it's going to come down to what the verdict is on here. I have no doubt that there will be violence in the street if he gets acquitted. But the fact is, it's not going to be sustained because the left doesn't know how to do that, but it will be violent. They could burn things down, and they could take a real toll on this community. And that's a sad state of affairs when you have 12 people trying to make the right decision. And they know this. Yep. I'm sure they know that.
Right. You mentioned that Time magazine story. You're right. It's a fascinating story, folks. We talked about it on the show. It's by Molly Ball, Time magazine. Google it. And yeah, they are very good at setting up riots, and they would have rioted like crazy last November. But, well, we know what happened. Joe, let me ask you this. You can't see the jury, but you can see the judge. And he's been a little out there. You're the pro, though. Is this a good judge? Is this a crazy judge? What's going on with the judge?
No, I don't like his look. When you see a judge smile, it's a good thing because it adds some humanity. When I see judges who are so meddling, that interfere with the way trial lawyers try cases, and they want to become the show. Go back to Judge Ito and our friend OJ, right? I mean, they do a disservice to the jury system and to both sides of the fence here. So this judge, is trying. I think he's trying to be, a nice guy and whatnot. I don't see him as being excessively hard on his lawyers. But one thing I will tell you, I've never seen before in a trial. I was a prosecutor, Greg, as you know. I've never seen a judge admonish a prosecutor twice in one day. That is really telling about this prosecutor's actions.
Yeah, big time. Boy, oh boy. I liked him personally, but I don't have to try a case before him. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Joe Tacopina and Jonathan Gilliam. Joe Tacopina, we appreciate it. Jonathan, take care. We'll be right back.